Matter in Our Surroundings Part 2. In the first part of Chapter 1, we discussed the properties of solids, liquids, and gas. Now let's discuss a few exam-style questions on those topics. Question 1. Why do solids not diffuse into one another? The answer is, the molecules of a solid are held firmly at one place due to a very strong intermolecular force of attraction. Furthermore, the molecules of a solid have very small kinetic energy. Thus, the molecules of a solid are normally incapable of leaving their place and diffusing into the intermolecular spaces of another solid. Question 2. A rubber band is a solid, but it can change its shape. Why? So we all are aware of how rubber band works, we can change their shape. So why do we consider them solid? The reason is that it retains its shape as soon as the stretching force is removed from it. The next question is, the sponge is a solid, yet we are able to compress it. Why? The answer is, a sponge has very small holes throughout its structure which are filled with air. As soon as we compress it, the air from its holes is squeezed out, and its shape changes. However, on realizing force it regains its shape, thus it is considered a solid. These are very famous questions that you can find in your exam. Our next topic is, can matter change its state? We will find out in the coming slides. Let's see the effect of change of temperature. On increasing temperature, solids change to liquid and then to gases. We all know if we raise the temperature, then ice converts into the water and then water converts into gas. Let's find out the reason and processes involved in these conversions. Reason. On increasing the temperature, the kinetic energy of the particles increases. The energy supplied by heat overcomes the force of attraction between the particles. Due to the increase in kinetic energy, the particles start vibrating with greater speed. Thus, the particles leave their position and start moving freely. During the change of state, there is no change in temperature. Due to the separation of particles, solid changes to liquid and then to gases. The temperature remains constant though heat is continuously supplied. This happens because the heat gets used in changing the state by overcoming the forces of attraction between the particles. Let's see the processes involved during this conversion. These topics can be asked in the exam directly where you just need to explain the process. The first process is melting or fusion. The process due to which a solid changes into a liquid state at a constant temperature, by absorbing heat energy, is known as melting or fusion. What is freezing or solidification? The process due to which a liquid changes into a solid state at a constant temperature, by giving out heat energy, is known as freezing or solidification. What is melting point? The constant temperature at which a solid changes into a liquid state by absorbing heat is called the melting point. The melting point of a solid is an indication of the strength of the force of attraction between its particles. Higher the melting point, higher the strength. What is freezing point? The constant temperature at which a liquid changes into a solid state by giving out heat energy is called the freezing point. What is boiling or vaporization? The process due by which a liquid changes into a gaseous state at a constant temperature, by absorbing heat energy, is known as boiling or vaporization. What is condensation or liquefaction? The process due to which a gas changes into a liquid state at a constant temperature, by giving out heat energy, is known as condensation or liquefaction. What is boiling point? The constant temperature at which a liquid rapidly changes into a gaseous state by absorbing heat energy is known as the boiling point. What is latent heat of fusion? The amount of heat energy required to change 1 kilogram of a solid at its melting point into liquid state, at atmospheric pressure and without any rise in temperature, is known as latent heat of fusion. What is sublimation? The process due to which a solid directly changes into the gaseous state on heating. Example: camphor, iodine, dry ice, etc. What is sublimate? A solid state of matter formed directly from its gaseous state on cooling is called sublimate. Activity to show sublimation. Place about 5 grams of ammonium chloride in a china dish and cover it with an inverted funnel. Insert a cotton plug on the funnel stem and gently heat the dish over the flame. After some time we will observe that the solid directly changes into vapor without changing into liquid. This vapor condenses into solid at the stem of the funnel. Now let's do some numerical where we will see the conversion of Celsius into Kelvin. A few points to remember are: Kelvin, K, is the SI unit of temperature. 0 degrees Celsius equals 273.16 K. For the sake of convenience, we take 0 degrees Celsius equals 273 K. To change a temperature on the Celsius scale to the Kelvin scale, we have to add 273 to the given temperature. K equals C plus 273, or C equals K 273. Question for you guys: convert 300 K into Celsius. Our next topic is the effect of change of pressure and how we can measure pressure. Few points to remember. The state of matter can be changed by the application of pressure. If pressure is increased, the gaseous state changes into a liquid state and further into a solid state. On the application of pressure, the intermolecular spaces changes, thus changing the state. However, the change of state in the case of pressure is not as dramatic as in the case of heating, because very high pressure is required. Applying pressure and reducing temperature can be used to liquefy gases. Measuring pressure. Atmosphere, ATM, is a unit of measuring the pressure exerted by the gas. The SI unit of pressure is Pascal, Pa. 0.1 atm equals 1.01 times 10 to the 5 Pa. The pressure of air in the atmosphere is called atmospheric pressure. The atmospheric pressure at sea level is 1 atmosphere and is taken as the normal atmospheric pressure. Our next and last topic is evaporation. This comes in the exam as 5-mark question. The process of changing of a liquid into its vapor state at any temperature below its boiling point and without the external source of heat is called evaporation. Factors affecting evaporation. Increase in surface area. When the surface area of the liquid is increased, then more molecules of the liquid get a chance to escape. Thus, the rate of evaporation becomes fast on increasing the surface area of the liquid. Increase in temperature. With the increase of temperature, more number of particles get enough kinetic energy to go into the vapor state. Thus, the rate of evaporation increase when the temperature rises. Example: clothes dry more quickly in the summer season than in the winter season. Why? Increase in humidity. Humidity is the amount of water vapor present in the air. If the humidity increases, the rate of evaporation decrease and vice versa. Increase in wind speed. When the speed of the wind increases, the particles of water vapor move away quickly. Thus, the rate of evaporation increases with on increasing wind speed. Now let's discuss a few exam-style questions. Question 1: why does evaporation cause cooling? Answer: during evaporation, the particles absorb energy from their surroundings and escape. Due to the loss of energy from the surroundings, cooling takes place. Question 2: why does our palm feel cold when we put some acetone or petrol or perfume on it? Answer: the particles gain energy from our palm or surroundings and evaporate, causing the palm to feel cool. Question 3: why do people sprinkle water on the roof or open ground after a hot sunny day? Answer: after a hot sunny day, people sprinkle water on the roof or open ground because the large latent heat of vaporization of water helps to cool the hot surface. Question 4: why should we wear cotton clothes in summer? Answer: cotton is a good absorber, thus it absorbs sweat and exposes it to the atmosphere for easy evaporation, and due to evaporation we feel cool. Question 5: why do we see water droplets on the outer surface of the glass containing ice-cold water? Answer: the water vapor which is present in the air in the form of moisture, comes in contact with the cold glass of water. It thus loses energy and gets converted to liquid, which we see as water droplets. Question 6: why does a desert cooler cool better on a hot dry day? Answer: in desert coolers, when the air is blown over wet rapid evaporation takes place, thereby cooling the air. The desert cooler does not cool well in the rainy season because the rate of evaporation falls on account of increasing humidity. Question 7: how does the water kept in an earthen pot, matka, become cool during summer? And when the water comes out of the pores of an earthen pitcher, during hot summer, it evaporates rapidly. As the cooling is caused by evaporation, the water temperature within the pitcher falls and hence it becomes cool. Question 8: why are we able to sip hot tea or milk faster from a saucer rather than a cup? Answer: We know that evaporation is a surface phenomenon. If the surface area is increased, the rate of evaporation increases. Thus, due to the large surface area of the saucer, tea or hot milk cools faster and we easily sip it. Question 9. Steam at 100 degrees Celsius causes more severe burns than hot water at 100 degrees Celsius. Explain why. Answer. Steam at 100 degrees Celsius contains the additional amount of latent heat of vaporization than the hot water at 100 degrees Celsius. Consequently, when steam comes in contact with skin, it provides more heat than hot water would do at the same temperature. Hence, steam at 100 degrees Celsius cause more severe burns than caused by hot water at 100 degrees Celsius. Thanks for watching.